This is, I think this is part 5 of starting your own business. So we got our first customer. We're working on getting more customers now. We have some systems in place, not everything. We may be using some kind of software or whatever the case. You heard about some of the negatives I had. One more negative that I had that I didn't put in the last video was keeping your finances separate. I've said that, but I want to really push in on that, because what happens is if you don't keep those separate, then what happens is, for one, you'll lose count and track. This whole video ain't about this. It's just I wanted to put that out there. So make sure you got your business account set up, your personal account set up, and you basically just want to keep on, separating them as much as possible. You're going to put some money into the business bank account with your personal, which is fine, to a certain amount, to a certain degree. Like I said, always, get you a financial advisor or something, a lawyer, whatever the case. But these are just, steps that I've taken, and then some of them I don't want you to take. How about that? I want you to learn from my mistakes, because I've made a lot of them. But this video, I wanted to mostly be about just about the partnerships that you want to have in your relationships that you want to have when starting a business, and as you go into business, whatever that may be. One relationship that you want to have is someone that has your best financial realm in order, that helps you go. That might be a CPA, your financial advisor, or whatever the case. Another one is your legality, basically your lawyer, or whatever the case, just so you never know what may happen. There's all kinds of things out here that can happen, fires to anything. You want good insurance companies. You want someone that pushes you, like you're like a mentor or like a coach. Coaches and mentors are key to all of this stuff. Like I said, I always say it all the time, man. I got mentors that don't even know they're my mentors, But the thing is, a coach is gonna stand there over you and tell you what you're doing wrong and right and all that. It's kind of like if you're playing football for high school or college or NFL, the coach is gonna tell you, hey, you need to pick it up here, pick it up there, And the coach could be somebody. Let's say you're just starting off, and let's say this person, he'd have made $100,000, and that's what you want to get. He or she could be a coach to you. You don't have to. It isn't always the person that's making millions of dollars that could be your coach. Your mentor. But and so the thing is, mentorship is big, man. Mentorship is big. Coaching is big. But you also have to be coachable. You can't, if you've never had a business before, and it's made over $100,000 or something, you don't, in reality, you don't know how to run business. Because $100,000 in reality, in business, by yourself, is not hard to do. Like in revenue, $100,000 in revenue. So the thing is, man, it's not that hard. So all you gotta do is do something. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be long days. It's gonna be long, this ain't, owning the business, not for the weak. That's why people go to jobs and they enjoy their job, because they're like, you know what? This ain't bad. But it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice. It's funny, I was listening to Myron Golden, and we always talk about sacrifices. They say giving up what you can do or something for what you need to do. And in reality, sacrifice, when you think about it on biblical terms, it's killing something. Killing it. Like, it ain't coming back. Because when you water it down, like, we're gonna go to the gym today, but we could eat snack. No, you gotta kill that craving. Kill it. Why are you eating cake? Stop that. You gotta stop that in the tracks. You have to. Hey, cake. Now I love some cake. But, we all got our vices. So, that's all I'm saying. But, more than anything, you have to kill that weaker self. If it's something, if you're not used to doing hard work, like let's say you own an HVAC business and summertime is not your thing, well, maybe HVAC is not your thing. Because we're dealing with the hot, we're dealing with the cold. Like, when it's hot in their house, we have to get their AC on, period. There ain't no, like, you're hot, and then when you get it on, guess what? You're still hot because you don't get to wait around and wait for it to get cold. They do. So you're sacrificing. So that's all that is. That's all I wanted to make sure you get some good partners in your life. If you're married, your spouse, oh my gosh, your spouse is your number one. Your number one. I'm telling you. I look at, so the hierarchy in my family is God, my purpose in life, myself, basically, self, and then my wife, and then everything else. I don't care what it is, from my mama to my daddy to my cats to kids. I don't care. Even if it was my own kid, they come after my wife because eventually them kids gonna grow up. So, but you gotta make sure you pick the right partners in life. And sometimes you think you picked the right partners and you really didn't. You just picked somebody that was available. Sometimes picking the right partners sometimes costs money. It costs money to get the right partners. But those right partners will pay for them. I hate to say it like this, they will pay for themselves hand over fist. Hand over fist. They'll pay for themselves. So, if you give let's say a coach costs $20,000. Well, if that coach helps you make $100,000, was that coach worth it? Yes, that coach was. Because I done made $80,000 off of what I paid him. Cool. And now, whatever I learned from him, I can continue doing. So now, I'm making more and more and more. So it's the value that you provide to your customers. Think about it. If someone is, if some, like in plumbing, for instance, just plumbing. I always go to the trades because I love the trades and this is what I'm in. But it could be anything. This is for anything. If somebody has a leak in a wall, and this is where they paint their art, don't you think that's going to be a little bit more important than the leak outside? Or, not both leaks, whatever the case, but the one inside the house is probably a little bit more important at that moment that the customer calls you and tells you about it. So basically it's just prioritizing. But sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice, and you gotta pick the right partners. And this video was kind of jumping all over the place, but you understand what I'm saying, hopefully. But like always, good luck out there. And if you're starting a business and you really want to start a business, and you have it in your heart to start a business, you will win. You will win. I'm telling you. I've seen people start businesses and win. I've seen people start businesses and lose. But starting is the whole, it's the meat and the potatoes of all of it. Everything else you can learn on the way. But all right then, on to the next one. Peace.